It's the word, man. It's your boy Glow. We're back. Today is day, my second stream. Nothing crazy, Just gonna, like I said, I'm just gonna try my best to come here and just drop, juice and sauce, and especially when I'm working on my app. So right now I'm working on this app as we speak. So I've been building this, and it's actually coming in clean. Like, look at this. That's the dental part. And if I go in there right now and let's say and I switch and I select a actually right there, you can see something I already scanned. So that's a teeth, and it scans like an analysis of the teeth. It gives you a summary, what looks good, and so on. And the cool thing that I've been working on with this app that I really like is that if we go here to export, or sorry, report, you can actually create a report. Oh, you guys can see it. Jam. But anyways, you can create a report that you can send to your dentist and so on. So that's what I've been working on. And the goal is gonna be like the next, I don't know, few, like for a while, for a minute, the goal is gonna be for me to scale this. I'm gonna scale it up and do the same thing we did with Trend AI, but try to take it to another level. And I'm gonna be going live instead because I find like I think I said this yesterday, but going live is so much easier for me, less paperwork, less editing, and yeah. Okay, so as we're speaking right now, I'm literally gonna be updating the app. So what I'm working on right now is I have a lot of bugs. I have a lot of bugs. I already deployed the app. The app is on the App Store right now, but I have a few bugs that I need to fix, and I'm currently going to be working on it. So I'm going to be live while I'm working on it. If you have any questions, let me know. And we're just going to be here and we're just going to just vibe. Probably should, like, I don't know. I'm going to figure out as we go and I do this, I'm going to learn and figure out what works and what doesn't work. But it's just going to be like me building in public, the real building in public for real. So, yeah. So, what am I actually? I probably should share my screen. Entire screen. I don't know if I want to share my code base, but what I could do is I could hide my file structure and yeah, I could just hide my in my terminal. So I definitely need to hide my terminal because I don't trust y'all. So I could hide my terminal, and then I could also my code base is not a big issue. Yo, what's the word? The word, doggy. Yeah, it's been a minute, man. I know it's been a minute, but your boy is here though. How you doing, dog? So here I'm sharing it. And literally, I'm just gonna make changes, improve the app right now as we speak. I think next time I'm gonna work on trying to get my app visually visible on here, but I'm just gonna Emmy. Guess I made him on time. Yeah, bro, you made it on time, dog. Yo, it's my second stream, so it's nothing crazy. I'm just trying to I guess before I even do this, sorry, before I even share this, yo, Emmy, what's the word, man? Do you have any questions? How you been? What's going on? I haven't been on here in a very long time, and I can't lie to you. A lot of shit happened. A lot of things happen, personal stuff, life, business. Obviously, I've been, working on the business, growing and everything, but I've been procrastinating. I can't lie to you. I've been procrastinating like crazy. And it's been an interesting year. Last year was an interesting year, but your boy, we kept locked in. We kept the main thing, and we kept pushing, we kept grinding. So yeah, what's going on with you though, dog? What's going on? How's it been? I know I've been MIA for such a long time. I'm trying to get back in my bag. I'm trying to really get back locking in, start doing this YouTube thing again. Wow, how have you been, dog? How have you been? Still, buddy. But yeah. Anyways, well, since there's nobody here, I'm gonna just work in public, like I said I was going to, and then I'm just gonna vibe. I'm just gonna build my app as I'm doing it, and just be live while I'm building the app. So, setting screen. So I have a settings screen. I have a bug. So this bug, there's a bug that, and please help me fix it. For example, in the admin screen, the app bypass paywall is not working like I would like it to work. Please help me fix that. And I also, please, need you to review the entire admin screen and make sure that everything is working and configured correctly. Also, please, I need you to improve the UI/UX of the admin screen. Boom. So right now I have a bug, and the bug is when, as you see right there, right here is a paywall. If I click that, you see a paywall. But the problem is, so I created an admin panel in the app. And this is something I recommend everyone should do, man. If you're watching this video, make sure you do create an admin panel. But what I did was I created an admin panel. If you go down to here, and this is another bug too. Every time I restart the app, for some reason, the admin panel is showing up. The admin panel is showing up as I have to enable it every single time. And it shouldn't do that. It should automatically, based on this email being logged in, it should automatically have this screen shown. So I'm going to also fix that bug. So when I'll activate it, and what happens when I activate it is the admin panel, you see, is now the screen shows there. You see how it just showed up. And if I click it, now I see the admin panel. You guys can't really see. Yeah, perfect. You guys can't really see anything. But you can see here that I have, the users. I have the paywall. I can see the impressions, the conversions, how much they're converting. I can see the rate. Soft and hard pay. I'm giving you guys juice right now, though. I'm giving you guys juice. So hopefully this helps. But so what I really have in my admin panels, I have the user section where I'm able to, in this user section, I'll have all the users. I can make some admins. I can make them bypass the paywall. And then I have, super users, admins, pro users, bypass paywall, and free, all that. And in the paywall, I have all these different tracking. So I have the impression, conversion rate, the rate of conversion, and then the MRR. But I can also switch it from hard paywall to soft paywall. So you can see here when I switch it, and this determines what the paywall looks like. So if I, for example, click hard paywall, there would be no ability to cancel the paywall, which obviously is a hard paywall. And then when I click soft paywall, obviously there's the ability to cancel and skip it. And then down here, you see I have the ability to enable, obviously, the paywall or disable it, show the close button, show after the onboarding, the weekly plan, show the weekly plan button, show the monthly plan button, so I can really control what I want to show up in the paywall or not. I could also select how I want to show the app. Do I want the app paywall to show after the first time opening the app, the second time opening the app, the third time, yada, yada, yada. You cannot hear me. Oh no, I've been talking to myself this whole time. That's crazy. No, my mic is good. Yeah, it says I'm using my mic. I'm not sure why you can't hear me, but yeah, it says I can. It says I'm using my mic and it's working, but I think it's yours. I think it's yours, Doug. But yeah, I think it's yours. But anyways, and then we go down here. We go to funnel. Funnel, this is very important because this shows all the step-by-step flow of my onboarding. So all my onboarding, I can see the signups, I can see the onboarding, when it started, when it's created, and you can see there, I can see the users, I can see where people are dropping. This is very important for data gathering because it's going to help you be able to, like, literally creating this admin panel is one of the most important things I've ever done. And this is juice I'm giving you right now is make sure if you're building your app, in the app, build the admin panel where you can be able to manage all these things. Even in this bypass paywall at the very bottom, you can see there I can add an email. And when I add an email and add it, it bypasses the paywall. So now you don't have to create promo codes and so on. And all you have to do is just create this bypass paywall, add the people to that you want to bypass the paywall, and they get the app for free. I found this very helpful, especially if you want testers and so on. Notification is just to test the notification, make sure it's working. So yeah, so that's really one of the most important juice I'm giving right now. So make sure you implement that into your app. Have a paywall panel. And you saw, I just showed you guys exactly step by step what you should add in there. If you have any questions, let me know. But it's very important that you do that because it just makes your life so much easier. And you can custom it with AI now. You can literally build it however you want. So you can make it as sophisticated as you want. So that's really up to you. So as we're speaking, I obviously have a few bugs in there that I had to fix. So the first bug was that, so what was the first one? The first one is in the bypass paywall is not working. So right now, my email, the email that is logged in right now is part of the bypass list, but I can still see the paywall. And obviously I don't want that. So I need to fix that. And another thing is I also need to fix the bugs. Like if there's any outstanding bugs, I'll tell the AI agents to fix that as well. And then I will actually run that. And I also told you to improve the UI UX. Improve the UI UX of the admin screen. So now it's gonna look through that and obviously review everything and help me fix those bugs. The app is very, very like simple. I'm actually trying my best right now to see if I can remove a bunch of stuff. Hello, bro. We're back. Yes, sir. What's the word? What's the word? Yo, man, I was actually giving out a few juice earlier before you joined the call, or I guess the live. But yeah, I was just sharing the app. I think what I'm gonna do is like for the next few weeks, whatever, I'm just gonna share my journey building this app. Yeah, it's all good, bro. You can watch the video later on. I gave out a good juice that you can implement into your app. Very, very helpful. So you can literally rewatch that, and that should help you. But so yeah, my goal is gonna be I'm gonna literally show you guys in real time how I'm going to scale this app like I did with Train AI. And I think that's gonna be the journey, and that's what I'm gonna be doing live. It's just gonna be easier for me to do that, and I'm gonna show you guys the juice, everything I'm doing. Literally, I just came back from work, right? And this is real life. So right now, I just came back from work, went in, shower. I haven't been eating. I'm kind of starving, but it's all about consistency, right? So I just came back from work. I had a long day at work. I came back, showered, changed up, and I'm started working on it, started improving the app. And all it takes is literally 30 minutes to an hour a day. That's all you need. Sometimes you might go longer if you have the energy, but all I know right now is I just came back. I'm starting this. I'm working on it. I'm gonna make an update and then do it again tomorrow and do it again tomorrow. And next thing you know, the app is where I want it to be, right? So if you're in school, it's the same process. If you're working, it's the same process. There's never any excuse, So I feel like that's gonna be my goal and that's why I'm gonna be doing these lives. It's just to show you guys in real time how hard it is, and maybe sometimes how long. Yesterday I had to leave early so I can work more. So actually after the live yesterday, I was working on the app till like 2 a.m. in the morning. I'm not even joking. Like I made a lot of improvement to the app since yesterday. So the app is really cool. I really like it, the concept at least. So if you look here, you see that you can input your food. And when you input your food, you can get the analytics of, hey, like, the sugar level, the acid level, the staining level. And this is very important for your dentist and everything. You can see the dental concerns. You can see the after eating care and so on, all those different things. And then you can track all that. You can track your appointments in the app. You can learn. So there's blogs and stuff you can read. So you have a dental scan, you have a food check, you have the ability to learn dental topics, you have appointments that you can set. Obviously, it has a hard paywall. You have the AI chat where you can literally chat and ask it questions. And as you can see, it's loading right now. And you have general here where you can have the general hygiene sensitive. So you have like the different topics that you want the AI to focus on. So when you select it, it does that. And then you have the analytics. This analytics is one of the most important part because it tracks like everything for the app in terms of like the weekly analytics, the health tracking, the braces tracking, and so on. And then another really important thing is the check-in here. So if I click here, you can quickly check in. Hey, I just brushed my teeth. Hey, it's an evening. Hey, I just flossed my teeth. All that. So that's really the concept of the app. Very simple app. And I already built the social media, and we're going to get into the social media later on. But right now, my goal is to make the app better, improve it, make it so that everything works. And I just have a few bugs that I'm trying to fix, and I'm going to push an update. When I push an update, and then I'm going to do the same for all my other apps, right? And that's really the grind, bro. That's really the grind. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Put a question, anything you want me to talk about. Right now, the agent is literally, as we speak, building right now for me. It's reviewing the admin screen files and understanding the current structure first. And then after that, it's going to help me fix, the bypass paywall to make sure that it's synced with the email. So the issue I told you guys about, right now, this paywall shouldn't be showing here because, like when I click this, it shouldn't be showing because this shouldn't even be there. Because right now, this user is in the paywall bypass list. So I shouldn't be getting any paywall, right? So yeah. So if you guys have any questions, let me know, man. If you have any questions, either Emmy or Ayuan, if you have any question, let me know. Put it in the chat and I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna talk about it. The goal for this is to be interactive, to give out free juice. If there's anything you want me to talk about, let me know. I'm gonna talk about it, and we'll go from there. Oh, damn! The agent has finished. Review the admin screen, improve the UI UX. So the agent has finished. So I kind of want to see what it built. Do you use Opus Agent and Cursor? Yes, actually, I use Opus 4.6. That's what I use. Let's start with how to get a selling app idea. How to get a selling app idea. So, I already talked about this yesterday. Number one is distribution. I feel like every app can sell. Don't ever a lot of people come on here and lie and tell you some bullshit and say, oh, like you have to make sure your idea, obviously you want to validate your idea and everything, but remember this. This is a quote that like I remember reading. It's not even a quote, everyone knows about it, but it's like people sell water. There's companies, billion-dollar companies that sell water. Water, like water, right? So all that is to say that what I've learned is you can sell anything. Anything. There's always going to be someone willing to buy it. The only hardest part is distribution, is getting it to that person. That's the hardest part. So you can sell anything. So I think any app idea is a good app idea. Just give me a second here. I'm getting a call, so I have to let them know I'm in a meeting. But yeah, so I think any app you can sell it. The key is distribution, man. You really need to focus on learning how to make viral content, how to go viral consistently, and how to transition those. Now, the hard part is views doesn't necessarily mean conversion, but it's a good start. Like it's better than nothing, because you can get the views in the niche that you're trying to sell your app in. That's a good start. And then you can figure out how to sell to them, right? So that's one of the most important skills I would say, like, is the ability to go viral, man. It's a skill. If you don't even know how to, find people that know how to. And that's like, it's a skill. Whether it's hiring an editor, whether it's hiring a creator, whatever, is the ability to go viral is a skill. So I think any app idea can go viral. I think any app idea is a selling app idea. It's just a matter of putting it in front of people. Hopefully that answers your question. And then to answer your question, yes, I do use Opus 4.6. Actually, the AI has finished everything. And the bug fixes, it says yeah, so the bypass pay was actually disconnected. That's why it wasn't working. So right now, I think based on what it's saying, there are two separate bypass mechanism that didn't talk to each other. User tab, toggling the bypass button on the user set, field, but did not update the bypass email array in the service. Table config. Okay, Facebook. Okay, so it seems like it's fixed the issue. So now I'm just gonna reload the app and hopefully it works. About traffic, you said we can use social media to get engagement, and so yes, you can use social media, man. Social media is the easiest way to, literally the easiest and only way to push traffic to your app. 100%. I think for traffic, you really need to focus on creating reels and post it across every platform. I had an image yesterday that I posted it like yesterday. It's about like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Snap, X. Posted on every single one of them. Posted on every single one. There's no, and if you're making good content, there's literally no way you're gonna lose. Impossible. And the cool thing is you can get monetized. So you want to make content that can get monetized as well as push traffic to your app. And don't sleep on Facebook. I mentioned this yesterday, but don't sleep on Facebook. Don't sleep on Facebook, man. Facebook is a sleeper. Like I'm locked in on Facebook right now. Like I'm really like, because Facebook pays you for views as well, but they also pay you for images. They pay you for posts. They pay you for everything. It's hard to get monetized, or I can't lie. But when you get monetized, man, it's worth it. It's worth it. So I would, yeah. If you have any more questions, put it in the chat, man. Put it in the chat. I'm just looking at the update right now, so I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm literally just looking at the updates we're doing right now to see if it works. So it improved the admin panel for me. And I like how it looks. It looks a little slicker for sure. Yeah, it looks a little slicker for sure. If I delete that, okay, and then save that. Let's see. Oh, Emmy, I see you're in the app. That's crazy. Oh my guy. Yeah, I can give you I can actually right now, Emmy, you can verify if the bypass works. I just gave you access to bypass the paywall. So let me know if it works. That's crazy. Shout out to you, Emmy. Shout out to you. But your question is, do you use Google anti-gravity? No, I do not. I've never used it, if I'm being honest with you. I only use Cursor. Like I personally just feel like speed is everything. So I feel like the best way to win is be the best at one thing and do it well. Like that's one thing I've learned, man. It's like, and this is coming from someone who does everything. Like I've done everything, tried everything, and like the best results I got was when I locked in on one thing and did it well. I locked in on one thing, did it well, and like to the max of my ability. So yeah. But yo, Emmy, let me know if the app works. And yo, Emmy, by the way, I'm literally updating the app as we speak. So the goal is like the next update is gonna be so much better. I'm gonna improve it. But shout out to you, man, for real. Shout out to you. I really appreciate it. Now let me see that bypass. Oh, it added you to the bypass email. That's awesome. Okay, now I see. Okay, that's good. So yeah, I mean, let me know if it's skipping the paywall for you now and it's no longer showing the paywall. And then what I will do now is say it works. That's better. Let me check now. That's better. But for some reason, I am still seeing the upgrade to Pro button and the upgrade button in the AI coach screen. And so I'm just trying to fix all these issues because right now it's still showing and it's still reading the remaining access across the app screens. Please fix those. As if a user is on the bypass list, they should have the same access as if they were a pro user. So now that should hopefully fix that issue. And when I add myself back to the bypass list, it should automatically skip all the paywalls and everything like that. So yeah. But does anyone have any questions or anything you want me to talk about though, for real? Anything you want me to talk about? Anything you want me to speak on? Any specific topics? Because I'm right here, man. I'm giving you guys free. You guys don't I'm giving you guys free juice right now. Free juice. So take advantage of this because as I told you guys when I was doing my YouTube, for example, a lot of the information that I be sharing, low-key, I shouldn't be because it's my business and I shouldn't be sharing it. But I enjoy it. I enjoy this whole process. I enjoy the fun. I know how hard it is to do all these things. So I like, I enjoy it. So if you have questions, ask before I go MIA again for another year. And next time I come back, your boy is on a whole new level. Do you have Firebase tutorial? Yes, I do have Firebase tutorial. Like if you watch, like all my videos, I showed how to integrate Firebase. Every single one of my videos. Now, if you have any specific questions you want me to talk on about Firebase, I can, like specific things. If you want me to help you troubleshoot, I can. You could also join the Discord. I can help you there. We have obviously a bunch of people there as well that can help you as well. But yeah, Firebase is fairly literally, this is all you need to learn about Firebase. This is all you need to learn about Firebase. And I'll just tell you. So we have Firebase. And then under Firebase, I'm about to give you free juice. So pay attention. I'm on the app and I'm still seeing Upgrade Pro. Yeah. So yeah, that's a bug. So that's what I'm fixing right now. So it doesn't work on the current version. So I'm gonna have to fix it and send an update. Appreciate it though. Appreciate you letting me know. So anyway, so this is Firebase. So you have Firebase and you have Firebase authentication. So that's off. You have Firestore. So that's the database. So I'll just say DB. That's DB. And then the off is, I don't know, login and so on. And then you have here functions. You can also add analytics. There's a lot more stuff, but this is really the core of Firebase. So this is all you need to learn about Firebase. You build the Firebase project. When you build a Firebase project, you have options of using either iOS, Android integration, or web. So I would say use, I'm on the app and I'm still seeing upgrade. Oh, okay, yeah, we heard that. I personally usually use web because with web, if you integrate it into your app, you can integrate it into iOS and Android. So you register. So I'm giving you right now a Firebase crash course. So make sure you're locked in. Make sure you actually take notes because this is very helpful. So you get onto Firebase, you register for Firebase, put in the name of your app, the name of your project, whatever. When you're done, you get into the actual Firebase console. You see an option when you can start a project. You can either create an iOS project or Android project or a web project. I personally, if you're building on React Native and so on, do it on web, because with web you can get an SDK. That SDK is what you provide to use into your app to integrate Firebase into your app. And the SDK works for both iOS and Android. So you don't have to like integrate iOS on its own and then integrate Android on its own. So I think for starters, just do web because it's so much easier. Once you integrate that, you open up Firebase authentication. You set that all up very easy and straightforward. I would say use here. You have there is Apple login. So there's Apple login. There is Google login, and then there is user name and password. I would focus on username and password. You will make a video on how to set up RC React. What do you mean RC? Do you mean React Native? I'm on I think you mean React Native. If you mean React Native, let me know. I think that's what you mean. Oh, sorry. Revenue Cat, my bad. I think you mean Revenue Cat. If you mean Revenue Cat, yeah, I could probably do that. Like, I think I'm right now just trying to get my feet wet, try to do these live, try to get back in the groove. And maybe if you guys want all these different videos and stuff, tutorials, I could do them. That's no problem. But if I could do it live on these calls, it would be even better. I just need to figure out this whole live situation and then go from there. So as I was saying though, this is for you. So focus on this because it's easier to integrate at the start. You could do these later on. Actually, Apple is also very easy to integrate as well, but I would focus on these just to keep your job easy. So do web for iOS and Android. Use Expo Go, and then integrate this. And then Firestore, pretty straightforward to integrate. Make sure you build your database prior to. And then for for functions, depending on if you're using API keys and stuff, you might need it. If you're not, you don't really need the functions. Depending on what you're trying to do, if you want to have a backend that is on, on the cloud and so on, you can still use it. But if you really want just to build out an app as simple and easy as possible and just understand how Firebase works and kind of get in the groove of using it, I would just say, literally, just create a project, make it. This is the flow. I'm about to just make it. If you want to build a very simple app, you said Firebase is the best, but its configuration when you're new to is tough. I think is what you're trying to say. Yeah. So it is the best, but I'm gonna just give you right now, literally, the blueprint. So let's say you want to build a very simple app. Let's say you want to build a simple app. All you do is log into the app. There's a database. You log, whatever. So you app, right? So you go to Firebase, create a project. So I'll call it Firebase project. This is the flow. Select web, platform for platform, right? Set up Firestore. Set up authentication with password and email. Get the web SDK. Put that into your React Native Expo or React Native code base, sorry. Voila, your app is set. That's literally it right there. I just gave you the blueprint. Literally, create a project in Firebase, select web platform, get your SDK, put it in your React Native project, set up Firestore, set up authentication, use password and email, And right now, your app should be able to authenticate and have a database. That's it. If you have any questions, let me know. Yeah, RevenueCat. Yeah, bro. I can put you on RevenueCat, man. RevenueCat is very interesting. I've built so far 4 apps. 3 of them I integrated RevenueCat. I'm still, getting in the groove of really understanding it. I think I've understood this, and this is part of the reason why I prefer staying on one system, like kind of one platforms or systems, and just try my best to be the best at them. Because I feel like at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you use. It doesn't matter what you use. I think at the very end of the day, the idea is that you just be good at something, be good at one, whatever, and just focus on those. Just try it. So when I started using Firebase, it was very hard, but then I never used Function when I started using Firebase. I used Heroku actually. So, but then as time went on, I started to learn, oh wow, I should use Function in Firebase. Oh wow, I should use analytics in Firebase. Oh wow, damn, Firebase has everything I need, but I didn't know what I was doing. I still don't know what I'm doing. I'm still learning. I think that's the reality of the situation, is as long as you're willing to read documentation, you're willing to put in the work, and you just focus on one thing and just be good at those things, as time goes on, you get better at them, right? You get better at them. As I'm explaining these things, it's crazy because I've done so many times that it's like, I know, as I'm saying these things, I know exactly where those buttons are in the console. You know what I mean? But that's because I've done it so many times, Need hosting for your app? Or does, with Firebase, do you need hosting for your app? Or does Firebase handle the hosting, database, etc., even if the app user grew to hundreds of thousands of users or millions of users? Whew, so I'll be very honest with you. I can guarantee you, for whatever app you're building, Firebase is more than capable of managing it. Now, if you're worried about millions or hundreds of thousands of users, I can promise you by that time, you wouldn't even be having this conversation. You would have a professional engineer managing your app, building it and working on it. You would have you have professionals working on it, right? The least of your problem would be these. The more of your problem would be lawsuits and so on. So I think what you should focus on is the basics. Just really focus on your architecture that is scalable in the event that you want to now, because you can build your own back end or database on the cloud and put all your data on there. But it's like, why do that when you literally have Google? Obviously it'll be custom to you and you can scale it how you want and so on. But it's like, I don't know. I feel like when you get to that point, the least of your problem is that. Now, to answer your question, so you host your app. I'm not sure what you mean, but the way app works, and I'm just gonna keep using this because it's just easy, right? So the way app works is you have your app. So in this case, you have, let's say, React Native Expo, right? All right, bro. Thanks so much for insight. So you have your app, right? It has a database, in this case, DB, which would be Firebase, right? DB is, so yeah, we'll say Firebase, which will handle so here, I'm just trying to write this in a very good way. So a few things you have to worry about. So we have Firebase. Hopefully you guys can see that. You have your database is under there. You have your authentication is under there. You have your functions. So all your cloud functions, your authentication, your database is under Firebase, right? So that's your backend. You have Apple. So Apple really is hosting your app. Pretty much your app is being hosted by Apple. So your app is on or Android, whatever platform. So iOS And this is your IPA file that comes from React Native. Now, if you build it natively, you're using Swift and the IPA file is already created. So the way React Native works, so just to explain to you how React Native works. So you have React Native, and the reason it's able to work for both iOS and Android, so iOS, Android, is because React Native has one code base, which is, I think, JavaScript. I don't know. I'm not too technical, but I think it's JavaScript. And when you write a code, you're pretty much saying, let's say if you say hello in React Native, and Apple says, I don't know, Apple says hello with like just one L and O. And then Android says hello with like, I don't know, 1, 2 E and O. But React Native says hello like this, right? So you write a code and you say hello, right? When you bundle the code within React Native says, okay, where do you want to push this app to? You say iOS. Then React Native says, okay, well, in iOS, it looks at, there's kind of like a code base. So it has like, React Native looks at whatever. It says, okay, well, for iOS, hello, this hello means hello for iOS. For Android, this hello means hello for Android. So if you bundle the app for iOS, it says, okay, well, this means this. Convert that to an IPA, which is like the Swift language. And then same thing for Android. This means this. Converted to, I don't know what I think it's, oh God, IPP or something, or IIPP or something. I don't know. I don't know what it is for Android. It's something around those lines. But that's really what React Native is. So React Native, you're literally, when you create a code, you're writing a code in a specific React Native language. When you bundle it, depending on what platform you're trying to post it to or bundle it for, it converts those language, that code base, to the language for that native application. That's when you get that IPA file, and that's where you submit to Apple. And Apple hosts your app. And then your app is live on the App Store. And the back end now, which is the Firebase, the authentication, the revenue cat, all those things, those are all SDKs that you're integrating into your app. So you're integrating these into your app so that your app can communicate to the cloud as long as it has internet, right? As long as your app has internet and it's on the App Store, it's able to communicate to the cloud back and forth using that SDK that is in the app. So SDK is in the app, and the cloud is obviously the cloud. In this case, that SDK is, okay, well, the app is like, okay, so that's when if a user does a specific function, it says, well, what is this user trying to do? They're trying to reach out to Firebase. Well, what's the SDK for Firebase? This is the SDK for Firebase. Oh, okay, then that SDK goes to the cloud, tell the Firebase, whatever. I don't know how it works on the back end, but it says, yo, I'm trying to do this function. Okay, send me that. It sends that whatever back to the app. So that's really how it all works. Hopefully that helps and I didn't confuse you. And I'm also not too technical. So like, this is what I think, this is what I think from my experience and, building apps. Hopefully that explains it really well for you and I didn't confuse you. But that's really how apps work, pretty much. So when you ask, where it's going to be host, you're pretty much hosting it on, obviously you have your back end, you have the app itself on the App Store and so on. So hopefully that answers that. Any more questions? You made very clear. Well understood. Okay, perfect. I'm glad you understood, man. I'm glad it's helpful. I find this board helps, visualize things and so on. Yeah. Do you have any more questions or anything you want me to touch on and talk about? As I'm trying to send out this update. So it says that now it has fixed that paywall issue. So I'm gonna try it out and see, add myself and see if it helps. And if you guys have any questions, put it in the chat. And I'm trying to kill two birds with one stone here, and I cannot go to the settings screen anymore. So I'm just gonna reload the app. Yeah. Your board works magic. I'm trying, dog. I'm trying. I find it's just a lot easier to visualize things than to try to just like draw it out and visualize it. Then, I find that's really, really helpful. So, okay, iOS. Let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna try that and see if the paywall issue is gonna be fixed, because right now that paywall issue is pissing me off and it's still not fixed. It's brutal. Still not fixed. So, unless I'm using the wrong user. Nope, it's the right user. So I'll say, please fix another issue too. And this is a lot of UI things that you guys should also pay attention to. Is you will see that if I go to the paywall screen, for example, and I go here and I click, you see how the keyboard opens, but it's not avoiding, like the field that I'm trying to click on is not avoiding it. This is something that a lot of rookies make mistakes on, and you don't even realize it as you're building, but that's something to keep in mind. So how I fix that, because right now you see how if I click, it does this, but it's not avoiding, it's not avoiding the keyboard. So I will literally say, please, in the, what's the word, honey? So I'll say, please, in the admin screen under the paywall tab, please fix, are you gonna do any practical lesson today? Oh, it was good. Practical lesson. So what do you mean by practical lesson? Man, you guys want me to make a video, man? I might have to lock in. I can't lie to you. I might have to lock in. By practical lesson, Emmy, what do you mean? No, I won't. Not right now. No. If I'm being honest with you, I think right now my goal is to, start getting this video, just kind of get these lives out. And part of the reason why I can't, you the only real one in this space on YouTube. I'm trying, dog. I'm trying. I know I've been lacking, man. I really need to lock in and make more videos. I think I've just been building in the background. I've been building in the background in the dark, just kind of just doing my thing, And I think I was giving it a little too much juice, if I'm being honest with you guys. I was pretty much giving my whole business strategy, right? So I had to, another thing too that I learned is sometimes it's nice. People won't listen until you show them results, right? And it's sad. It's the reality, because part of the building in public part is that people see the whole thing, right? But they want to see results. And I think I also want to, nah, bro, I don't think I would ever do that, man. I don't think I would ever charge. I would do it for free, if I'm being honest with you. I think knowledge is I think knowledge should be free, especially as someone who has gone through all that. I think you can support me in different ways. You can support my app. You could pay for my app. That you could do, and I could give. But I would do it for free, man. Like I don't like, you know. I don't know, man. I enjoy it. I enjoy this. Like I would build an app for someone for free if I have the time, you know. So it's like I enjoy it. It's I feel like the thing about like those services where you're like paying for, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think I would do it. So you don't have to do that. You don't have to worry about that. I'll try to drop bangers. It's just time consuming, dog. So Emmy, to answer your question, you have to let me know what you want. You guys gotta like, kind of let me know what you want me to talk about. A better way that I can do this. I feel like I want to do it live. He got a free Discord you can join. Yeah, bro. I have a free Discord you can join if you have questions there and everything like that. Yeah, you gotta let me know what you want me to do. Like what I'm trying to do is I want to do these lives and also do practical things. If I'm being honest with you, like I could do like, you know, I could build apps in real time. I could show how to scale, like how I'm scaling this. So pretty much right now I'm making an update, right? So that's practical. I have to figure out a way to set this up so that you guys can see it as I'm building it now. So I can have probably maybe even the app and you guys can see it in real time as I'm building it. The problem is it lags a lot. So when I share my screen, I notice it lags. So I have to try to figure out why that's happening and fix that. But it's about 15 minutes so far. I don't want to hold you guys too long. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'm gonna just drop and keep building the app and keep making things better and keep improving. I'll try to do these as much as I can to kind of just slowly get back in the groove, put value out there. But yeah, Emmy, do you have any questions? Hani, do you have any questions? Is there anything you guys want me to talk about? I got the board here, bro. I got the board. I could talk about any topic, any questions, anything. Let me know. All right, while you guys are trying to figure out what you want to let me know, and I'm gonna try to see if I can make this update. Honor the please fix the bypass email field. Avoiding what made you do a fitness app even though there are tons of them already? So funny story. Field avoid the just give me a second here. Get the agent to listen. Yeah. All right. So funny story. So I actually played sports competitively in college. So I actually played I played competitive sports in college. Fun fact, I played for Team Canada as well for like 2017, 2018. So I was pretty competitive in sports. So health and fitness has always been something I love, man, like just obsessed with. And when, for a long time, since like 2018, 2019, I wanted to build an app. And it was obviously fitness was the first thing I thought about. And then I did it. And then when I did it, I'll be honest with you, if I wasn't in the fitness niche, I probably would be printing bread right now. Real talk. Like if I wasn't in the most competitive niche, I probably would be printing bread right now. But fitness is literally the most competitive niche out there. But I doubled down on it. I doubled down. I was like, yeah, I already started. I learned so much from it. I got so many opportunities from it that I just kind of just say, you know what? This is going to be what builds this whole thing, and we're going to make it happen somewhere and figure it out. So, and I think that's one, if there's any lesson that you guys should also learn from this is don't listen to what people say when people are like, oh, like validates this and spend research this and blah, 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 all that BS. Like personally, I think the best way you can learn is from taking action. Like figure out, okay, this is what I want to do it, make all the stupid mistakes. Dude, like the amount of things I learned from my fitness app, even though it was so like, for me, the value I got from actually working on the project and seeing it through supersedes having to wait to validate any idea. Now, I could literally, if you tell me an app right now, I could probably bang out an app in like 2-3 days, in a day, even with, like the skill that I got from working on this extensively for such a long time. I think that's the most important part. And now it's growing and it's scaling and everything. If I could go back, if I could change anything, I probably wouldn't do fitness, if I'm being honest with you. But I don't know. I still I feel like I love fitness, health and fitness. It was my whole life. I used to train like 2 to 3 times a day. And yeah, so it's something I did. So it's something I did what I knew how to do. So I think you also want to do something you're like kind of like a subject matter expert in, something that you know about. Like your first project is probably not gonna be the project, bro. And shout out to Emmy. He sold his first project. Emmy, you got to put me on. I need to start selling apps. I feel like I could probably make some crazy bread selling apps. But yeah, that hopefully that answers your question, Leaf. Let me know. And also, by the way, that issue we were talking about, the avoid keyboard issue. So right now, if I click this, now it avoids the keyboard. But as you can see, there's a bug where it has this huge spacing. And I think that's a I think that is a pattern that is way too big. So I'll tell it to what do you think about ecom space? I'll be honest, ecom space, I think like ecom guys are the best in ads. Like they be run like, yeah, I can't lie to you. Ecom guys are the best in ads. Like they run really good ads. I personally, I tried it. It's not for me. I think it's very competitive. It's very, I don't want to say easy. It's because it's so easy. It's so competitive. And I don't know how to and there's so many points of failures. And I don't know, man. I don't know. I can't speak on it much, if I'm being honest. I haven't had any success on it. And it's not really something I'm interested in. I think if you really want to get value, I think tech is where it's at, because it's like I don't think, personally, in my opinion, I don't think oversaturated is a word. I really don't believe that, bro. I think and that's from learning from experience. I think if you put your mind to something and you lock in and you figure out how to beat the rest of the people, you will figure it out and you get it done. I really think it's just a matter of oversaturated, like more competition just means you just got to work harder. So when people say, oh, dropshipping is, I just subbed to you. When people appreciate it, Doug. When people say, oh, like ecom is oversaturated or dropshipping is oversaturated, personally, I think it's just because your product just sucks. What you're selling just sucks. Your ads just sucks. What you're doing just sucks, period. And people don't want to admit that. And I personally had to, you have to be able to, as an entrepreneur, or if you're running a business, you have to be able to look yourself in the mirror and be like, bro, my shit sucks. I got to do better. Like in my app, when I was building my app and everything, at the start, I thought my app was the best thing ever. And I could have easily, you know what you're talking about, W man right here. I don't know, bro. I'm learning, bro. I can't lie to you. I'm still learning. I am still learning. I'm still on the come up, so I'm trying to figure out all this. But if there's any advice I would give, man, is there's nothing like Core 3. The fuck is Core 3? Yo, hold up. Hello? You don't know if your dad is Yo, I'm on live. I'm gonna have to talk to you guys later. I'm on live, okay? Oh my god. My sisters are hating. They can hear you guys, right? You guys are hating. They're hating on me going live right now. Which one are you on Instagram or Twitch? That's my sister. Relax. But I'll call you back. No, I'm on YouTube. What do you mean? What kind of question is that? Do you go live on stream? She's supposed to be an engineer. That's crazy. But yo, I'll call you guys later, yeah? Yo, I'll call you back in a bit. Whatever you're gonna say, it's on live, so be careful. I can hear you. I'll call you back in a bit, okay? Bye, love you. All right. Anyways, do you live off the Train AI app? Genuine question. So to answer the two questions, number one, Emmy, what do I think about a kids app? You could do a kids app. Like I think with kids app though, you have to use ads, and depending on what it is, if it's a game, you're probably gonna print bread, but it's hard. But and it's competitive, but you just gotta put your foot in the game. And then Reg, to answer your question, do you live off the Train AI app? Genuine question. I don't. No, I actually work right now. I graduated with an industrial engineering degree, and I work at a. I can't share what I do because it's classified. I'm not even kidding. I kid you not. It's classified, and I could literally get booked if I share it. I can't. But I work in technology, though. I work in technology. I work in a very, very secure, sophisticated infrastructure and team, and very we make sure they're safe. Let me just say that. I can't really share much of what I actually do because I literally could FBI at my door if I play around. I can't, right? Because it's classified. Literally. So but yeah, I work. That's what I do full time. Like I literally just came back from work, and as I came back from work, I'm actually building and working on another app that I'm working on right now. That's what we're doing. That's why I went live, and that's what I'm trying to do. Is Train AI. I built it on the side, making me side income. It's doing pretty well. It's doing well. I have a YouTube channel, Facebook channel. They're all making me passive income, and the goal is just to keep accumulating while I work full-time job. And that's the reality of the situation, man. A lot of people lie online, and that's one thing I want to also iterate, and I'm going to keep iterating this every live. Is a lot of people you see lie online. They lie about how much they make. They lie about how good they're doing. They lie about everything. And if I'm giving any advice, I would say, depending on how old you are, just be good. Get a skill, go to school, get a skill, get a degree, and lock in. Like a lot of these people that come on here, yeah, I think a lot of people who are flexing Shopify dashboard are lying. Yeah, so many people lie. So many people lie. And the only way you learn that and realize that is you get into those niches and stuff, and you realize that a lot of these people are lying to you, and they're literally using you to, make more money because you buy their course and so on. So my best advice would be actually go to school, actually lock in, get a freaking hard degree. Don't do anything that's easy and you're gonna party and all that. Do something that's gonna stress you the fuck out. Do something that's gonna make you cry. Genuinely do something that's gonna make you, very hard. Because this is literally the life. If you want to win in life, this is the easiest way, dog. If you're young, 20 something, let's say between 18 to 25, this is life. School, don't listen to all those people that say, oh, you don't need school, blah, 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 all this shit. You probably can't work as hard as them, or you're not as talented as them. Most of them are very, very intelligent, very, very, very intelligent people that you're probably not as smart as. Let's just keep it a buck. You might want to lie to yourself, and think you're going to be one of one, because chances are, if you don't go to school, you know what the opposite of what you're going to be doing is? You're probably going to be doing nothing and just chilling and just playing video games and smoking weed and spending a few minutes on your business or whatever the frick you're trying to build, and you're not actually grinding. So what I find is go to school, get a freaking hard degree, something very difficult that requires a skill. When you graduate, get a job, and people are going to say, oh, don't work a 9 to 5. like start your business, blah blah blah. Again, one of one. Those people you're comparing yourself with are literally one of one. They are the top of the game. They are doing it at a very, very, very high level. They're very, very intelligent people. If they went to school, they're probably very good at school as well. So it's like they just didn't like school because they realized that they can do whatever better or more or whatever, right? Get a job. When you get a job, your first, I don't know, 2 to 3 years, invest all close to all your money. Like invest into, don't day trade, invest into index fund. Right? While you're doing this, while you're in school, if you can, which Emmy is, start your business. You don't have to make money. Just start doing something that requires a skill and you can do it for free. That could be coding. That could be marketing. That could be coding, marketing. That could be editing. That could be content creation, like whatever. Do all these different things and just build that. Like, so as you're going through school, you should be doing this as you're doing that. When you get a job, you should be doing these as you're doing that. When you're working for 2 to 3 years, you should be doing this as you're doing that while you're investing all your money. And what you realize is you literally will get to a point where you have 5 years, whatever, how many years of experience doing these skills here. You have a very good degree. So your backup plan is solid. You've saved up enough money that because you're getting about 10% per year on your investment, you're probably going to be able to save up about, like, your goal should be 100K. And that's because you have a high income skill. And then that 100K, you can literally now incorporate your business if it hasn't taken off yet by this point, and you can invest your money there if you want, or you might not even have to because you're already getting income. And you, at this point, your business can get to the point where you literally can quit your job and focus all your energy on your business, and you have this money saved up that you just keep accumulating. And what happens is by now you're 26, whatever, getting closer to 30, and it could fail. All this could fail, but your backup plan is so good because you have a great degree, whatever. Your business, whether it fails or not, this is going to be the best experience you're going to get in real life because you're going to learn how to, you're going to learn how to invest. You're going to learn how to build something from zero up, build a skill that is high income. You're going to have this is literally the blueprint. Oh, another one that is very important. Go to the freaking gym. Work out consistently multiple times a week. If you want to win in life, that's all you need to do. Don't listen to all these things. So someone says, my friend is 17 and has made 20K US last month making a Roblox game. Not even lying. He still goes to exactly, bro. Your friend right now that does that, he is very intelligent. That's very smart because guess what? He can make that money, go to school, save that money, build the skill, keep building. But I personally think like money comes and go. Money comes and go. Like money is important, but it's like it's not like it's like the fun part is like a video game. Your ability to conquer. Really, to be honest with you, that's really what it is. Like life is all about is like your ability to get in the best shape you can and your ability to stress your brain to the max that you can, which is by going to school and doing all these things, build a business, making 20K a month. Like all these different things is just part of the experience. It's part of the experience. It's part of building yourself up. It's part of doing all these very hard things to become the best version of yourself. Get into a relationship. Now, a lot of people say this. A lot of people say, oh, don't get into a relationship, lock in, blah, 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 all this. And, sure, don't. But the problem is you're never going to get your heart broken. You need to at least you're not going to become a man until you get your heart broken. You're not going to actually grow up until you get your heart broken. You're not actually like because you don't know yourself. As a as a guy, as a young guy, you think you're untouchable, you think you're unbreakable. There's nothing that's gonna break you more than a shorty. And I think like those experiences, those are things you have to get away early, make those mistakes early, get your, make all those dumbass mistakes early, and then, but always keep the main thing the main thing. Always keep the main thing the main thing. And the main thing is school, your business, the gym, just taking care of yourself, right? So, anyways, that's 1 hour. I've passed 10 minutes, so I'm gonna have to drop. If you guys have any questions or anything you want to put in the chat, let me know. And I'm a drop because I gotta work on this and finish this thing, and I gotta call my sisters because they're trying to chat with me right now. So adios. Appreciate every single one of you, man. Appreciate every single one of you, and I'm gonna come live soon again, and we're gonna keep it pushing. Peace.